All right, what's up, guys? This is Big Will. Going to be talking to you today about mindset. More specifically, the mindset I had going into the 225 for 100 rep squat, and what I went through as far as you know, the the thoughts that were going through my head during that challenge. So to start off, that challenge was presented to me by a heavyweight pro strongman, Marshall White. And in the video, you hear me call his name out toward the end um, when I'm at like 90 or 95 or something like that. Uh, what I'm doing is I'm letting him know that I made it happen. So um, he was a big part of the motivation because he didn't think that I could make it happen. And one of our mutual friends had attempted the challenge and made it to 98 before he succumbed. And he was a former recon Marine, so he was mentally like a beast, John Allen. But I was a Ranger, so I was also special operations, so I was also trained, in that hardcore way, and but I just knew I was going to make it happen. Probably because I was younger than him when he did his attempt. He was in his 40s when he attempted his body weight times 100 rep squat. I was like in my early 30s, so that I'll say that probably made a big difference. But although I did do the 225 for 100 reps again last year, I got video of that with my cambered bar. I was also a bit heavier in body weight, so. And on that day, I woke up that morning and something said, you're going to do 225 for 100 rep squat today. And I went downstairs and did it. It wasn't planned and I didn't train for it. It was just something in my head told me that was going to happen, and I made it happen. And I videoed it, and it's out there to be seen. But with that original challenge, I was preparing for a bodybuilding contest at the time, actually, and so that was a great way for me to get some cardio in without having to do any more cardio, because I was doing like 3 hours of cardio a day, at that time, trying to lose all that body fat I put on from being a strongman and shit. But so I got issued a challenge, and I took it personally, and a day and a half later, I went to the gym. The morning of when I went and did that, I was like, I felt something special in me. Something special was going to happen that day. My body was primed to do something really difficult. And then I took a nap, and I woke up from a nap, and I was like, because I'd been thinking about it. It was like consuming my mind for that last day and a half. I couldn't stop thinking about the 225 for 100 and what it was going to feel like, and what it might mean if I videoed this and be the first to ever do it, and then the day and a half later, I woke up from my nap and I was like, this is it, you're going right now. And I went to the gym and I suited up, like I got my Reband pants on, and I put my Reband knee sleeves on, and I did it in running shoes too. I mean, and then I had whoever I found my buddy Kevin there that could film for me, and I was like, just go back and forth and just film it just so everybody can know that it's real, and that I weighed in right before I did this, so they could see what my body weight was before I attempted this, that I was less than what I was going for. Like I weighed less than the weight I was going to be lifting, and then and I started. And it went pretty good when I first got started. And, by the time I got to 20, I realized it was going to be harder than I thought. By the time I got to 30, I realized I wanted the weight off my back, but I couldn't, because I said I was going to do something. And so I felt it was like pride. It was like I had to do it. There was no option of like failure. I was not going to quit no matter what. The only way that I was going to quit is if my knee blew out or I got injured in the process of attempting this. That was the only acceptable. I was either going to make it happen or I was going to get hurt trying. I was going to tear something or break something. And I was totally okay with that as a possible consequence. By the time I got to 50, I was very confident. By the time I got to 60, my whole body was lit up in a pain that I've never felt before. It was like my body was like lit up on fire, dude. Like I could feel everything from the tips of my toes all the way to the base of to the top of my skull. everything, my nose, the tip of my nose, my lips, my whole nervous system was just lit up and all at one time. It was like my whole body was like I was a star that was getting brighter and brighter with every rep. This, like, I was getting lit up more and more. It was like it was getting louder and louder. Like if I could compare it to like screaming, it was like screaming that was getting louder and louder with every rep. And I was having to overcome this by like, it was like someone was screaming in my ear, but I was like blocking it like this. Like I was so laser focused on making this challenge happen that nothing mattered to me. And to keep me from focused, from not thinking about the pain, I was focused on the numbers. I just kept saying, I was counting by fives all the way up there. I had to do 20 sets of 5. And I was just like, focus on the numbers, focus on the numbers, and you won't have time to focus on the pain because the numbers will keep you distracted. It was all I had. I was clinging on to the numbers so hard. I didn't want to be, I was so afraid of getting tired and if I let any of the pain creep in, I was so afraid of the pain overwhelming me that it would distract me so badly. If I thought about it, I would forget what number I was on and then be totally fucked and not know where I was at. And then was I at 55 or was that 65, and then not know where I was, and then blindly continue squatting and either fall short. And that was what I was most concerned of. If I lost track of the numbers, that I would fall short and I would rack it too soon, and I would fail the attempt. So I was afraid. I was terrified of forgetting the numbers. So that's all I focused on. So I never thought about the pain, not one moment, even though it was there and it was lighting me up. I never thought about it. I didn't allow myself to think about it until the mission was accomplished. Just like I had been taught in Ranger Battalion, I was just going to do whatever it took to accomplish this mission, no matter how painful it was. I couldn't allow myself to think or allow any of that in until the mission was accomplished, and then I was allowed to be as tired or as fucked up or as hurt as whatever, as what was going to happen. But I wasn't allowed to feel anything or to feel pain or anything like that until I achieved the goal. I achieved the mission. And then that's what I did. I was like stone cold to myself. I remember when the pain did try to creep in like the 50s or 60s or 70s, somewhere in there, it was probably going in and out. I remember yelling at myself, like screaming over the top of this, like screaming pain, like 56, 57, like screaming the number to try to overwhelm the pain by screaming the number louder to myself to stay focused. So that way I would accomplish the goal. Because, if you ever try it sometime and see what it feels like, dude, it hurts, and it is hard to stay focused, and it is hard to deal with the lactic acid buildup that's going throughout your entire body, the burning, the fatigue in your joints and in your muscles, and trying to keep your breath going, like, so you're not, not to mention you're standing with this weight on your back for it took me 7 minutes and 11 seconds. So for that whole time, just holding 225 pounds on your back for 7 minutes, your back is going to be fucking screaming at you, let alone sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up, doing that 100 times with the weight. So, it was overcoming pain. And I love overcoming pain. I love knowing that I have figured out a way to do that. And the more pain I overcome in the gym, the more pain it helps me to overcome in my other parts of my life, that I deal with stuff. So, the mindset was all like, it was just a hardcore mindset. I just wouldn't accept anything but success. So that's a success-oriented mindset. No pain, no gain. I'm not afraid of pain. I welcomed it. I welcomed it because I knew that no matter what, I could handle it. It was like self-torture. I was like torturing myself, but I kept fucking doing it because I wanted to see how far I could do. I wanted to see how much I could take. And when I could take that whole 100 reps, I felt like probably very few people that have ever done stuff like that. Like Tom Platz, he knows what it's like to go into those realms, you know. So it's like I wanted to know that I could relate to people like that, you know. Like I know what it's like to feel that level of to go that deep within yourself to make something like that happen. You know, you don't have to be genetically gifted for certain things. Certain things you can just be mentally gifted. You know, you have an ability to stubbornly refuse failure, and so that is part of it. The mindset. It's just the stubbornness to refuse to fail, to refuse to give in to the distraction of discomfort. So that helped me get through a lot of other things that I've gone through in my life that we could talk about. But anyway, you know, persistence, persistence. Um, you know, I'm not no pain, no gain. You know, like, and I love it. I love the challenge. You know, so, but that's it, man. Get your mind right, and you can do anything.